Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying back in time, not just by thousands, but by millions of years. We're heading to the sun-drenched plains of South Africa, to a place that holds a key to understanding our deepest human origins. This is the story of a child, a curious observation, and a discovery that would change our understanding of our ancient ancestors forever. This is the story of the Tong child. Our story begins in 1924, not in a grand university, but in a dusty limestone quarry near a small town called Tong. Workers were blasting away rock, searching for valuable lime deposits. In the process, they were unearthing countless fossilized animal bones. To them, these were just curiosities. But to one man, they were treasures. His name was Raymond Dart, a young and ambitious anatomist at the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg. Dart had put out a call, asking anyone who found interesting fossils to send them his way. One day, 2 large crates, filled with fossils from the Tong quarry, arrived at his university. He was actually getting ready for a friend's wedding at his home when they were delivered. The wedding could wait. He eagerly began sorting through the contents. Most were fossilized bones of extinct baboons and other animals. Interesting, but not extraordinary. But then, his eyes locked onto something different. It was a small, rounded rock that looked like a natural cast of the inside of a skull and endocast. What truly captivated him was that attached to this brain cast was a piece of facial skeleton, including the jaw and teeth. Dart knew instantly this was no ordinary primate. The brain, though small, was more complex and rounded than that of an ape. The position where the spinal cord would have entered the skull, the foramen magnum, was positioned further forward, towards the base. This was a bombshell. It meant this creature, whatever it was, walked upright. It was the teeth were also more human-like than ape-like, with small canines and no large gaps. This wasn't an ape. It was something in between. A crucial link in the chain of human evil. He spent the next 73 days meticulously chipping away the hard rock matrix encasing the delicate face of this ancient child. It was a painstaking process, using his wife's knitting needles to carefully expose the fossil. What emerged was the fossilized skull of a young child, approximately 3 years old. It had a delicate face, a full set of baby teeth, and the first emerging permanent molars. He named his discovery Asterisk, Australopithecus, Africanus asterisk, meaning southern ape of Africa. And this specific fossil became known to the world as the Tong child. Dart's announcement sent shockwaves through the scientific community, but it wasn't the reception he had hoped for. At the time, the prevailing wisdom was that humans had evolved in Asia, not Africa. The scientific establishment, centered in Britain, dismissed his find. They claimed it was just a strange type of ape. They pointed to the small brain size and argued that a large brain must have been the first human-like trait to evolve. Dart's walk-in ape with its small brain turned that idea on its head. For decades, Dart and his Tong child were largely sidelined. But history has a way of proving the patient and the persistent right. Over the following years and decades, more fossils of Asterisk Australopithecus, Africanus asterisk, were unearthed in South Africa by other researchers like Robert Broom. These new discoveries of adult specimens confirmed everything Dart had seen in the child. They were small-brained, but they walked upright. Africa, not Asia, was indeed the cradle of humankind. The Tong child wasn't an anomaly. It was the first clue, the opening chapter in the story of our African origins. So, what happened to this ancient child? How did it meet its end nearly 3 million years ago? For a long time, it was assumed it was hunted by a large predator, like a leopard or a saber-toothed cat. But more recent studies have pointed to a different culprit. By examining the marks on the skull and comparing them to the hunting patterns of modern predators, scientists noticed a striking similarity. The puncture marks and fractures on the Tong child's skull perfectly match the damage inflicted by a large bird of prey, like a modern crowned eagle. It's a sobering image. Our tiny, distant ancestor, looking up at the sky, suddenly snatched away by a giant eagle. It's a powerful reminder of the perilous world our ancestors navigated. This single fossil, the Tong child, is more than just a stone. It is a voice from our distant past. It speaks of a time when our ancestors took their first tentative steps onto 2 feet, freeing their hands to eventually create tools, art, and the world we live in today. It tells a story of scientific courage, of one man's conviction against the tide of established opinion, and it gives us a humbling glimpse into the life and tragic death of a single child who lived millions of years ago. A child whose discovery fundamentally reshaped our own family tree. The Tong child opened the door to Africa as the cradle of humanity, paving the way for other monumental discoveries like Lucy in Ethiopia. It forced science to rethink the very sequence of human evolution, proving that walking upright came long before the development of a large brain. It's a testament to how one small, overlooked fossil can hold the power to rewrite our entire origin story. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. The story of the Tong child is a perfect example of how science is a process of discovery, debate, and eventual understanding. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the mysteries of our past. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.